Bobcat Athletics on KFJB-TV is made possible by Assured Partners, Greg Young of Marshalltown, Lennox Employees Credit Union, Marshalltown Area Chamber, Marshalltown Community College, The Gregors Furniture and Mattress, Sports Plus, Wayward Social, Wells Fargo Advisors of Marshalltown, Marshalltown School District, Scooters of Marshalltown, State Farm, mtownproud.com.
Safety! Dropped in the end zone. It's the house. Feldman, that one will get in. That's a good point right there. A shot coming here. That's a goal. Lifted to left center field. Gets off the warning track into the wall. Transition three. Boom! Knocks that one down. And it's a goal. What a beautiful play. Dutton, look what I found over the first. It's a 3-on-1 all the way. Yes! There he goes.
Your home for the Bobcats, KFJB-TV. Welcome to the Countdown to Tip-Off.
Welcome to Mason City, the host site for the first round of Class 4A Substate 4. The Marshalltown Bobcats and the Mason City Riverhawks. Brandon Lewis with you on the road tonight. The Marshalltown Bobcats haven't played a game in nearly 2 weeks, and right out of the gate in the playoffs, they'll be on the road tonight to face off against a team that they split during the regular season. Bobcats carry in the third best defense in the Iowa Lions Conference. They shut down Mason City in their previous meeting, holding them to only 27 points in a 40-27 victory on the road. They got blown out on the road right back here in December. We'll see if the Bobcats can turn the tides in the playoff and move on to face Linn-Mar coming up Thursday night. We continue with the countdown to tip-off. When we come back, we'll chat with head coach Mike Apple. This is Bobcat Basketball. You're watching KFJB-TV.
Legends American Grill is the perfect place to watch your favorite team. Enjoy wings, nachos, steaks, and prime rib available on Friday and Saturday nights. It's game on for great food and your favorite drink to wash it down. You like burgers? Legends has fantastic, unique burger creations like this. The Legends Burger. Absolutely delicious. Gather with friends, enjoy your favorite team's games with the NFL Sunday Ticket, and make some memories. Legends American Grill in Marshalltown and our new Newton location, where the game is always on.
Marshalltown Community School District announces that preschool sign-up is going on now for children who will be 4 on or before September 15th. Sign up early as spaces do fill up. Marshalltown's preschool program ensures every child has access to high-quality early education in a welcoming and supportive environment. The preschool program is tuition-free with no fees to sign up. Contact the preschool coordinator at 641-754-1000 for more information. You'll need proof of your child's age, address, and immunization records in order to sign up. Welcome back into the countdown to tip-off. It is the Riverhawks and the Bobcats coming up in Class 4A, Substate number 4, as postseason play gets underway tonight around the state of Iowa for the boys. Now joined by head coach Mike Apple. Coach, it's been 2 weeks since we've pretty much talked to you in a game situation. Since that point in time, how do you think your team has kind of handled the time off, and what did you do to kind of keep them engaged and keep them locked in?
Yeah, they've been doing a great job of staying focused and working hard in practice. You know, that's never easy when you have cancellations and you're anticipating to play and you get excited for games. So they're doing a really good job. And then, obviously this last week, our shifts focused to Mason City and prepared to win a game against them in this first round of Substate.
How much does it impact the guys or a team or anybody in general with the 2-week layoff right in the heart of things where, you're kind of getting into form and then you've got that break?
Well, it's a tough thing, it makes me nervous as a coach because you just don't know how they're going to respond to that and how they're going to start the game, especially, and we can't use that as an excuse. Obviously, we got to be ready to play and be we are prepared. It's just a matter of executing and going out there and playing hard and that'll take care of itself.
Your first round game tonight against a very familiar opponent, Mason City. You split with them during the regular season. It was really a tale of two different style of games, and especially the second one, your team shot it pretty well from the floor and then also played exceptional defense. What are you looking at your team to be able to do what you did in the last time you met up with these Riverhawks?
Yeah, just execute our game plan defensively, understand what they're trying to do and kind of who their guys are, and limit them and take them away as much as we can. And that's just not a matter of one guy guarding. It's a team defense. We were really locked in that game. We understood our assignments. We understood where to be defensively, and ultimately that's what won us the game. Just defensive stops and being able to do that to get into our offense. And that's going to be a lot of the same thing tonight. Like you said, it was a tale of two different games there. When we played them here, we had some really bad turnovers where they got some easy baskets. They got some second and third chance points where we couldn't come up with rebounds. And kind of their best guys got going early, and they got in a real good rhythm, and it was hard to slow them down. And that they got enough guys on their team. We can't allow them to do that and get in a good rhythm. We got to make it really tough for them every possession on the defensive end.
They went 1-4 in their last 5 games. They're coming off a loss against Decorah and Gilbert, a little bit smaller schools, but obviously very competitive schools on the basketball floor. So how do you kind of assess them coming into postseason play?
Yeah, I mean it's a very familiar opponent we're facing, which is kind of nice on our end. It's not somebody new where we're doing all this scouting and trying to figure out what they're going to do. It's a familiar team, and that I think that helps our players as well. Just understand what we need to do to win. Ultimately play hard. It's gonna be a dogfight. We're gonna have to come up with some 50-50 balls. We're gonna have to rebound the ball. We got to play harder to them in order to win this game. That's what time of year it is. Regardless of who you're playing, you gotta be ready and be able to battle and play hard.
Health wise, how you said?
We're good. Yeah, 2 weeks here and we're good to roll again.
Yeah, for sure. All right, last question for you, Coach. In a game like this, you look back to Waterloo East, you had Adam Boone and some other guys stepping up in those games, but Kyle Smith can carry your team on the back. He almost went for a 20-20 double-double against Mason City with those 20 points and 19 rebounds. So, when you look at this game and you look at who's going to have to kind of step up and be that maybe second, third guy scoring, who are you looking at here tonight to help kind of fill that role?
It can be a number of different guys for us, and throughout our season that's been the case. I think Drake has the ability this game to be that second guy, along with Lamar, with just how hard he plays and getting baskets around the rim. And Jacob's going to have an opportunity tonight where he's going to get some open looks, and he's got to knock some of those down.
Good luck tonight.
Thank you.
All right, his first round of playoff action. Winner heads to Linn-Mar coming up on Thursday night. We'll check out the starting lineups for the Bobcats and the Riverhawks when we come back right here on KFJB-TV.
Some say life is like a road trip. Is it a coincidence Scooter's Coffee is a drive-thru? We don't think so. Whether you need a coffee while you enjoy the view, to just get you through the long stretch, or to refuel between stops, Scooter's Coffee is there, brewing up delicious coffee, espresso blenders, smoothies, iced drinks, and more, with the convenience of a drive-thru so you can stay on the road and enjoy the ride. So go ahead, scoot on around. Amazing people, amazing drinks, amazingly fast. Scooters in Marshalltown.
You're an empty nester closing in on that retirement property. Chances are your plans didn't include mom moving in, but life happens and you do the right thing. Wells Fargo Advisors can help. For more than 125 years, we've created wealth management and investment strategies aimed at achieving our clients' personal financial goals. When retirement means caring for yourself and a loved one, turn to Wells Fargo Advisors. Together, we'll go far.
Wells Fargo Advisors is located at 14 East South Ridge Road in Marshalltown. Call them at 641-752-5401. They're a member SIPC.
Bobcat Athletics on KFJB-TV is sponsored by the Marshalltown School District. Embrace the lead. Scooters of Marshalltown. Amazing people, amazing drinks, amazingly fast. And State Farm. mtownproud.com.
Back in on the countdown to tip-off, counting you down to our tip-off in Class 4A. Substate number 4. Gotta get changed over from the girls' side as they go regions. Boys goes Substate, and in the Substate, Linmar waits the winner of this one. Meanwhile, Waterloo West taking on Cedar Rapids, Washington tonight. They'll play Dowling Catholic, the winner of that game, on Thursday night. Let's get to tonight's starting lineups, all brought to you by Sandvik Enterprises in Marshalltown. Let them deliver for you while we deliver you the starting lineups. First off, for Mason City, the Riverhawks 9-12 in the regular season, 4-4 in the Iowa Alliance North this year, behind 11th-year head coach Nick Trask. They're averaging 57 points per game, giving up 59. Number 1, Drew Hobart, 5'11 junior guard, averaging 3.5 points per game. Number 2, Jameer Falls, 6 points per game, 3 rebounds per game, 3.5 assists per game for the 5'10 sophomore. Number 3, Marcel Whitner, 13 points per game, 5.5 rebounds for the 6'4 junior guard. Number 11, Andrew Novak, coming out party this year for him, a career year, 8.5 points per game, 8 rebounds per game for the 6'5 senior forward. And rounding things out, the center/forward, Ty Sanchez Evans, number 45, averaging 11.5 points per game, 8 rebounds. Bobcats held him to just 2 points in the previous meeting. Meanwhile, for the Marshalltown Bobcats, 6-14 on the regular season, 3-5 in the Iowa Alliance North, behind 7th-year head coach Mike Apple. It'll be number 1, Jamison Niehaus getting the go, 6-foot sophomore. Number 3, Drake Gersma, a 6-foot sophomore guard. Number 10, Kyle Smith, 18 points per game. He is a 6'4 junior guard. Number 24, Lamar Johnson, 7 points per game for the 6-foot senior. And Jacob Hayes, number 30, will round it out, the 6'2 junior guard. Tip-off between the Riverhawks and the Bobcats next, right here on KFJB-TV.
Wayward Social is the place for fun. With 20 lanes of bowling, leagues for all levels, great food and drink options, an awesome arcade, there is a ton of fun to be had at Wayward Social for date night, family fun, or the company party with plenty of space for everyone. Visit Wayward Social on Facebook for updates on specials and live music. It is all on South 6th Street in Marshalltown. Visit wayward-social.com to start planning your group outing at Wayward Social, the place for fun.
When you go home, you'll feel good about what you did, and you're doing it for the kids. If they don't have us, they don't have these games.
Jacob Hayes. No good. Lamar Johnson, no rebound. Kicks down left wing 3. Splash.
That kid's going to be a good one.
Novak and Johnson at midcourt. We are underway in playoff action tonight in region number 4 in Substate 4 in Class 4A here tonight between the Marshalltown Bobcats and the Mason City Riverhawks. Brandon Lewis with you here tonight as the Bobcats will open up scoring inside for 2. And Jacob Hayes, as Coach alluded to in our pregame chat, he's the one to get involved early on here. And now a turnover by Mason City, not even 30 seconds into this one, and it's back to the Bobcats at midcourt right in front of the scorer's table. So 2-0. Bobcats with the lead on the road here tonight in their blue tops and bottoms, white numbers outlined in red trim. Meanwhile, for Mason City, white tops and bottoms, red lettering. Gersma, top of the key, going to work for the Cats. Goes to the right wing, swings to Niehaus. Niehaus in the far side corner, looking for something, backs it out. And he'll drop it to Lamar Johnson, left block, goes to the right block, and his layup just off the right side, no good. Rebound brought in by Mason City. Quickly in transition, they'll find Hobart, near side corner, drives to the right block, shut down by Kyle Smith. Gets it to Novak. Novak tries to bump against Hayes, but can't do anything, has to back it back out to the right wing, falls, drives inside, kicks back out to Hobart, three is good. Right wing for Drew Hobart, and he knocks it down. Hobart, that is the most points he's had against the Bobcats this year. Held scoreless in the first meeting and only had 2 in the last meeting. And tonight he's got a 3 from the right wing to get things going. Kyle Smith, left wing, passes. Now they'll drop it in to Lamar Johnson. Got the feed from Gersma. Puts it up off the back of the iron and drops in. Lamar Johnson with 2, and it's 4-3 Cats on the road. In transition, 3. Right wing is no good by Marcel Whitner. And the Bobcats, leading rebounder, hauls that one in. As Kyle Smith, one of the best rebounders in the state, he is number 3 in the state with 7.2 rebounds on the defensive end per game. Also a prolific shooter as well. Second year in a row he's been at the top in Class 4A. Right now he's second in 4A with threes made heading into the night with 62. Hayes, left wing, 3! Boom! Yeah, goes right down for Jacob Hayes. He has 5 and feeling it early on the road. It's 7-3. Bobcats with 5:39 and counting. Opening quarter, Hobart's going to try his luck for another 3. It's off the back of the arm from the left wing, but Ty Sanchez-Evans beats out Niehaus for the rebound. Put back inside from the right block is no good. And Niehaus caught him on the arm right there, and that'll be his first of the game. That will send Ty Sanchez-Evans to the line for the free throw. As we take a look at the replay there on KFJB-TV as Hayes hitting that one from the left wing. Sanchez-Evans at the line for 2 free throws. He knocks down the first one. Second one to come. He is a 64% free throw shooter on the regular season, averaging those 11.5 points per game, 8 rebounds. And Sanchez-Evans' second free throw is good as well. So, 7-5 now after the 2 made free throws. Sanchez-Evans went crazy at home against the Cats. He had 16 points, 4 rebounds, but at home for the Cats, they shut down Sanchez-Evans. Only 2 points. Ill-advised pass from Kyle Smith. A skip pass. It was picked up by Novak, one of the tallest Mason City players, but a 3 in transition by Whitner on the left wing. Actually, no, that was Jameer Falls' left wing 3. No good. And 7-5, Cats still hang on to that 2-point lead. Free throw lane. And Johnson goes in, throws it up high off the rack, but it rebounds out way to the top of the key, and Johnson tracks it down. Johnson gets a feed now. Right wing spin move against Sanchez-Evans. Pops it out to Gersma. Hesitates, drives. Now dishes, laid. Johnson bumped as he went up. Put back, he's finally fouled. And it might have come from the guy on the front side, Jameer Falls. Sanchez-Evans was on the back, and it is on Falls, who is facing up against Johnson. So Johnson, spin move down low, put it up, and it was no good, but followed through, got the rebound, and his second attempt drew the foul. And Lamar started off the season so good at the free throw line, trailed off as he misses the first free throw here. Johnson, a 55% free throw shooter, but through the first month, he was up near 75%. Second free throw to come for the senior. Takes a couple of dribbles, and the free throw's up and hits the front of the rack and drops in. Lamar Johnson with 3. It's an 8-5 Cat lead on the road. 4:35 first quarter. Over the right wing goes Falls. Back to the top to Novak. Now over to Whitner, left wing. And they find wide open in the corner. No good on the 3 by Drayden Witt. And on the rebound attempt for the Bobcats, Ty Sanchez-Evans with a push from behind. That'll be his first foul. And actually, no, it's going to be called on Drayden Witt, who is a man down in the post as well. So that is Witt's first of the night. Second team foul on Mason City as we approach the halfway point of the first quarter. Hayes, skip pass over to the right wing to Kyle Smith. He got it back to Gersma. Now to Niehaus, left wing. They'll go back and forth. Back to Gersma at the top.
Lamar Johnson pops out left wing, catches the basketball, now bounces it to Gersma top. Jacob Hayes free throw line, gets tangled up, gets it back to Gersma. 7 seconds on the shot clock. Back to Gersma at the top, looking around, down to 3, down to 2, down to 1. Shot comes, going to come up way short. I think Witt might have got a piece of the shot by Kyle Smith from the right side of the floor. No good. Here's Falls, top of the key, opens up for 3, and it's off the rack and over the backboard and out of bounds. Back to the Cats with 3:34 first quarter. 8-5 still the lead for the Bobcats on the road as Kyle Smith will inbound. Gersma will pick up the basketball. He's trapped at midcourt. Gets it back to Kyle Smith on the scorer's table side. On the far side from us. Now to Jacob Hayes down to the right block. Hesitates, gets Novak in the air, misses the shot, but Lamar Johnson rips away the rebound, feeds it to Kyle Smith, dishes to Hayes. Excellent passing. Some of the best we've seen this season right there. Jacob Hayes for 2. And he is feeling it tonight as he has 7 early points in the first quarter. And now foul away from the ball is going to happen down low. And it's going to be on Jacob Hayes, his first. He was guarding down low on Novak when that foul happened. Inbound, Whitner 3, right wing, no good. Niehaus climbs the ladder for the rebound. Outlets it to Gersma over the MC logo at midcourt. Slows down, actually turns around towards midcourt to look at the play call from head coach Mike Apple. Now swings it left wing to Niehaus. Looking for his screen, and Kyle Smith. Smith pops out, finally catches it. Rotation on the edges, gets a screen from Hayes. Kyle Smith 3 from the left wing is no good, off the front of the iron. Sanchez Evans hauls in the rebound. Up to Witt quickly, drives baseline and puts a floater over Kyle Smith for 2. From 7 foot out and outside the right block. 10-7 Cats lead. Lamar Johnson trapped on the right wing, gets it back to Kyle Smith, now to Gersma, now to Hayes, near side corner, was open, didn't take the shot. Feeds back out to Gersma. Now over to Kyle Smith. He's left open in the corner and knocks it down from the far side corner. Big first 3 of the night for Kyle Smith. One of the best to do it in 4A. 2 minutes to go in the opening quarter of play, and it's 13-7. Cats on the road. Sanchez Evans at the top. Feeds left wing. Witt's got a little room. Drives inside and takes the jumper from 10 foot out. And knocks it down, his second bucket. He has 4. Kyle Smith at midcourt, picks up the dribble. Nearly trapped, but gets it away to Gersma. Now to Hayes right wing, back to Gersma. Bobcats with the lead in this series since 2007. They're 21-16 against Mason City. Lamar Johnson drives down to the right block. Novak steps in late and draws the foul. So Lamar Johnson back to the line for 2. Here's that last 3 by Kyle Smith. And nothing but net as you see the replay on KFJB-TV. Lamar Johnson knocks down the first. 2 of 3 at the line tonight. 1:26 to go in the first quarter in this first round game of Class 4A, Substate 4. And Linmar, second ranked in 4A, awaits the winner of this one. Johnson will split him at the line again. He's 2 for 4 tonight. The 1 extends the lead to 5 for the Bobcats. Falls up high, drives down left side of the paint. Nobody picks him up, and it's 2 for Jameer Falls, his first of the night. 14-11. Hayes at the free throw line, drives in, puts one up over the backboard. He was looking for the foul, but no call. Out of bounds. Bobcats 103 first quarter. Hayes saw a little bit of a seam, but Mason City stepped in as he caught the basketball at the free throw line and had a tough time trying to get that one off. Ball's over midcourt. Gersma picks him up. Swings to Owen Rickers, who is checked in, and now feed back to Jameer Falls. He goes in. Shot is no good, but he's fouled from behind, and that will send Jameer Falls, the 62% free throw shooter, to the line for 2. Head coach Mike Apple chatting with the officials early on here. See some extra guys on the Bobcat bench on KFJB-TV as Falls misses the first. Of course, the JV season over, so some guys moved up to varsity, and they give Jacob Hayes a high five as he checks out as Adam Boone checks into the game. The senior will replace him. Falls splits him at the line as he knocks down the second. 14-12, Cat lead. As Adam Boone, a three-point specialist, into the game for the Bobcats. Boone hanging out in the near side corner, looking towards Gersma, who controls the basketball. They'll go the other way to the right wing. Now back to Gersma. Drops it off. Niehaus, free throw line. Over to Boone, and around the perimeter, back the other way they'll go. Now back to Gersma. Opens up, wide open three. Splash from straight on. Drake Gersma. His three game has been improving as the season has gone along. So sophomore works into his role. Falls from straight on, opens up, threes up the left side. Niehaus gets the rebound, but ripping it away is Owen Rickers. And now Rickers gets the basketball back for a three. It's well off the mark. Kyle Smith catches it like he's a wide receiver out there. Hands off to Gersma over the timeline. Almost has his pocket picked, and it will be picked. Whitner comes up with it at the buzzer, and the shot is off the mark. And the Cats take a 17-12 lead to the second quarter in first-round action right here on KFJB-TV.
YMCC, competitive athletics, affordable tuition, on-campus living, online courses plus 2 campus locations, unique programs, career training, small classes, short-term hands-on training. Choose MCC.
First round of playoff action for the Marshalltown Bobcats, off to a good start after one quarter, leading at 17-12. Couple of big threes knocked down. Drake Gersma, Kyle Smith, and Jacob Hayes have each knocked down a three in that first quarter with a 17-12 lead. Brandon Lewis with you in Mason City tonight. Winner heads to Linmar on Thursday night. David Bragger, our on-site producer. Jeff Brooks back at the News Talk 1230 AM 93.9 FM studios on the KFJB radio side. Key Stewart, Lakin Eastman on camera coverage tonight on the road. 8 minutes to go here in the second quarter of play as Mason City will open up the quarter with the basketball. Bobcats good at the free throw line in the first two meetings here tonight. 2 for 4, all Lamar Johnson at the free throw line. But Bobcats went 13 of 23 in the Mason City was well at the free throw line, but it was the Bobcats who struggled. 1 of 6 in their last meeting, 13 of 23 the first meeting. And that's been one thing the Bobcats in the second half of the season in January and February. The free throws and attempts just not there what they were before the Christmas break. Bobcats get a turnover on Mason City in the front court. Adam Boone, near side corner, thought about the three, doesn't. Feeds to Niehaus. Niehaus finds Kyle Smith, far side three. Splash! Second time tonight. Kyle Smith, another three from the same spot right in front of that Riverhawk bench. It's 20-12, but now it's 20-15. Right wing three is good by Owen Rickers. His first bucket of the night. And it's a big one right there for the Riverhawks to not let that lead escape them. Lamar Johnson finds Niehaus at the free throw line, kicks it back out before he did to Kyle Smith. It is a travel. He kind of lost his footing. Chair got pulled out from behind him by the defender, and as he passed it back to Kyle Smith, he traveled, and the three was going to be off the mark anyway, but it's 20-15. Back to Mason City, a minute gone here in the second quarter. Drayden Whitnow running the point for Mason City. He settles in at the right wing, gets it to Ty Sanchez-Evans, now to Marcel Whitner. Now back to Witt. Drives in, has to feed it back to Sanchez-Evans, who's out on the right wing. Just around the perimeter, Bobcats doing a good job to guard. Witt drives in from the left wing. His leaner from inside is no good. Drake Gersma with the rebound. Back to Lamar Johnson, left wing. Now back to Gersma at the top, drives to the free throw line, takes the jumper. It is no good. It rolls off the left side. Sanchez Evans with the rebound, and he'll pass it up court to Owen Rickers on the left wing, and it sails out of bounds off the fingertips of Rickers, and a turnover. Bobcat basketball. At the end of their bench, Kyle Smith will pass it in to Drake Gersma. 2 minutes gone in the second quarter. Bobcats with that 5-point lead. Adam Boone at the top. Gets back to Gersma as the Bobcats set up their offense. Sanchez Evans guarding on Kyle Smith. He feeds to Niehaus, now to Gersma left wing. Smith trying to fight through a screen. Good defense by Owen Rickers. Down to 5 on the shot clock. Over to Adam Boone, 3, right wing. Off the back of the iron, but an offensive rebound by Drake Gersma. Floater inside is good as he got that one on the left block and worked back towards the middle of the paint. And Gersma with 5 tonight. 22-15 Cats. Ty Sanchez Evans loses the basketball. Gersma stepped in to help Niehaus defensively. Have to reset offensively. Down to 15 on the shot clock. Way to lead her inside. This one will go as it rattles home. And Drayden Witt with 6 tonight. Adam Boone gets a feed from Lamar Johnson, left wing, back to the top to Gersma. Under 5 to play in the first half. Adam Boone off the screen, far side corner, has to back it out to the right wing. Now finds Kyle Smith. Steps into a 3 as he got the feed in the far side corner. It is no good, but on the rebound, Sanchez Evans fouls Lamar Johnson. And that will be his second foul of the night. It was not a shooting foul, it was on the rebound, so the Bobcats will have it with a new shot clock. Baseline right side. A few new faces back into the game. Jameer Falls has checked back in, and DeAndre Judon has checked in for the first time tonight, the 6'1 senior for Mason City. On the inbound, it goes to Lamar Johnson. He loses the basketball, hits the deck, but it goes away from him, and Judon, who just checked in, will come up with the basketball. Feeds up and driving inside. Jameer Falls lost the basketball, but he was able to sling it to Drew Hobart. Now gets it back and promptly knocks down a 3 in the near side corner. Jameer Falls just sticking with the play right there. 22-20, just like that. A couple of quick buckets by Falls and Witt, and they're back within 2. Free throw line, Lamar Johnson picked up by Novak, and he's bumped, and Novak will pick up a foul. That is his second of the night. That is the second team foul here in the quarter. Clock stopped at 4:09, second quarter. The Bobcats can get to the free throw line. Good chunk. That would help aid their cause, especially off to a good shooting start here tonight. They've had a layoff of nearly 2 weeks. Their last game a couple of Tuesdays ago against Lincoln, and boom! Yes, right, straight on. Kyle Smith off the inbound. He gets the bench going. 3 threes for Kyle Smith, 26-20. Judah on top of the key. Left wing swings to Hobart. Out to the right wing to Falls. Falls, man in his face, and Gersma. How do you stop that? 16 feet out on the right side. Baseline jumper is good for Jameer Falls. And 8 points for Falls. And as the Bobcats get it into the front court, they'll take a timeout. We'll take a timeout with them. 3-point lead with 3:37 second quarter. Bobcat timeout of the floor. We take it with them right here on KFJB-TV.
Hey Bobcat Nation, this is Arian Hancock and you're watching Bobcat Basketball on KFJB-TV.
3:37 to go, second quarter. 3-point lead for the Marshalltown Bobcats. His seventh-year head man, Michael Apple, just called that timeout, assisted by Brynjar Brynjolfsson, as The team huddling right now, and, of course, a bunch of big shots. The last one coming from Kyle Smith off the inbound. Novak gave him some room, and just pure from straight on for Kyle Smith. 3 threes for him tonight. Bobcats have made 5 overall. And out of the timeout, Bobcats will inbound on the near side. Niehaus will inbound for the Bobcats as Gersma catches it in the backcourt. Trots over the MC logo at midcourt. Gets a screen from Lamar Johnson. Looking for Kyle Smith off the screen. Drives in. Kicks out Niehaus. Left wing. Back to Gersma at the top. 10 seconds on the shot clock. Adam Boone finds Kyle Smith on the right wing. Trying to buy a little bit of room. Down to 3 seconds. 1 second. Gets tied up. And Hobart's going to pick up a foul as he was guarding inside. Bails him out with 2 seconds on the shot clock. And that is going to be ruled a shooting foul. So that will send Kyle Smith to line for 2. First of the night there for Drew Hobart. And the free throw, the first one is no good for Kyle Smith. Off the front of the iron. Gave a disappointed look at himself as he settles in for the second free throw. And this one is nothing but net for the 79% free throw shooter. Almost taken for granted when Kyle Smith goes to the line. Judon, a 3 from the far side. A hard crash on the iron as he missed that one. Bobcats fumble away the rebound, but end up coming up with it. They'll get it into the front court to Kyle Smith. Hobart guarding on him. Steps in as Kyle Smith loses the basketball. Gets it over to Drake Gersma as he gathered it back in. Now to Adam Boone, left wing. Over to Lamar Johnson. Rotation on the perimeter. Now posting up on the right block outside. Kyle Smith throws it left block to Adam Boone, who cut down, but Hobart stepped in late and knocked that one out of bounds with 6 seconds to go on the shot clock. Bobcats will look for something quick right here as we'll see what Brynjar Brynjolfsson and head coach Mike Apple draw up on the inbound play call. Gersma looking around, finds Kyle Smith, but Judon takes away the inbound pass. Hobart gets it up to Whitner. Whitner drives down to the right block, and they're going to call a foul on Lamar Johnson, it looks like. On the shots on Lamar Johnson. Wow, that's a tough foul to pick up right there. First foul of the night, and it's an and one. Whitner, a 66% free throw shooter this year. Nathan Berkeley had checked in for a moment, but he'll check out as Owen Rickers is back into the game for Mason City. 2:22 to go, second quarter. 2-point lead for the Cats. As Whitner takes a couple of dribbles, and the free throw, the and one, is good. So the three-point play gets the Riverhawks back within one. Cats into the front court. Niehaus trap for a moment. Underhands it back to Gersma. Niehaus at the free throw line. Backs it out to Lamar Johnson, who was trying to dribble in as he caught it in the right wing, but loses the basketball. Adam Boone almost forces it away, but Judon gathers it back in. Now he throws it away. Gersma with a pick. He's going to take it for the layup, and it hangs on the iron and drops in for Drake Gersma. 7 for the sophomore. Defense was catching up, but not in time, and now Falls drives in to the left block, and he is fouled on the way up. Shot is no good. But the foul will be issued on Drake Gersma. Gersma running the floor. Judon was catching up, but not there in time. And Kyle Smith was all fired up about that. Now question is Nick Trask in his 11th year for Mason City, asking the officials. And they are going to say 2 free throws. I'm not sure. There was some sort of question there. The bucket didn't go in anyway. And now the first free throw is no good for Jameer Falls. 1 of 3 at the stripe for Jameer Falls. 10 points the first time around. He had 0. He went 0 for 8 shooting in the last matchup between the Bobcats back on January 21st. That was a 40-27 victory. Much higher scoring here tonight. Second one is good for Falls. Back to a 2-point game, 28-26. Bobcats in the front court. Lamar Johnson off the glass for 2, and he draws a foul. And one coming for Lamar Johnson. 6 so far, looking to make it 7. As he'll head to the free throw line for the 3rd time tonight. His aggressiveness inside paying off early. So we have 90 seconds to go in the second quarter as we look at the replay here on KFJB-TV. But Niehaus with the assist as he got it to Lamar Johnson, and a slap from behind, and the foul, the second one tonight on Drayden Witt. Free throw up and rattles home for Lamar Johnson with the and one. 31-26 Bobcats. Falls in the front court, loses the basketball. Gersma all over him, gathers it back in. Now Kyle Smith picks him up, gets it back to Hobart at the top. Over to Witt now, left wing. Drives to the free throw line, takes a jumper, a hand to the face by Adam Boone, and the Bobcats get the rebound with Drake Gersma. He'll slowly move it into the front court now, into the front court over the 10-second line. Under a minute to go, second quarter. Free throw line, a little dump off from Gersman to Lamar Johnson. Backdoor cut by Kyle Smith, a little up and under, but not able to convert. Mason City comes away with it. Whitner will run the floor. Kicks out to Falls, and I believe we have a travel. And yes, we do. A travel by Falls as he got the feed from Whitner, took a early step, and 38 seconds to go. 3-second difference between the game clock and the shot clock. It's back to the Bobcats. And full court pressure now being put on by Mason City. Bobcats will break it into the front court, but Lamar Johnson looking for Adam Boone. A cross-court pass is picked off. In transition, wide open 3 by Rickers. It's an air ball, no good, but an offensive rebound. And this time, Marcel Whitner makes him pay from straight on. Whitner with a 3. Just a good offensive rebound on the right block, and they kicked it out to Whitner, who was wide open from straight on. 31-29. Bobcats looking to extend their lead before halftime. 5 seconds to go. Kyle Smith controls, drives into the paint, floaters up, no good. Rebound, put back, good. Reverse layup goes as the buzzer sounds here in this first half. And Kyle Smith, 12 points in the first half, made 3 big threes. And the Bobcats head to the locker room with a 33-29 lead at halftime in this 4A Substate 4 first round. Cats feeling it despite 2 weeks off as head coach Mike Apple and the crew head to the locker room. Coming up in our halftime reports, all brought to you by Scouting America. We'll have our Cat Connection with senior for the Cats, Dom Kluwer, and we'll recap our first half action in Mason City tonight. You're listening to News Talk 1230 AM, 93.9 FM, and watching right here on KFJB-TV.
At Greg Young Automotive, we go the extra mile for our customers across Iowa. Why do customers choose us and keep coming back? Because our commitment to exceptional service and satisfaction never wavers. With our extensive network of dealerships throughout Iowa, we leverage unbeatable pricing and offer a better inventory selection than other dealerships. Visit any of our 6 locations across the state and experience the Greg Young difference, where we'll go the extra mile for you.
The right insurance agent can make all the difference. Assured Partners agents represent multiple insurance companies. They can pick and choose from a larger variety of outstanding insurance options. Assured Partners also handles life and health insurance and Medicare supplement coverage. With access to local, regional, and national insurance companies, Assured Partners will create policies tailored to the coverage you need. For more information, go online to assuredpartners.com/Marshalltown. Power through partnership with Assured Partners in Marshalltown, Toledo, and West Des Moines.
Life's buzzing with energy. From the delightfully routine, to the novel and exciting, to the truly uncharted. With all that life brings, it's easy to lose track of what powers all those moments, our health. At Mercy One, our caring doctors focus on just that, powering health from the everyday to the extraordinary. So you're ready for what life brings next. Find care at mercyone.org/healthpowerslife.
The Halftime Report, presented by Scouting America. Adventure on.
At the break, 33-29, Bobcats with the lead. Kyle Smith leading the way for the Cats with 12 points. He has 3 made threes. Drake Gersman with 7. Lamar Johnson and Jacob Hayes also with 7 apiece in that first half of action. For Mason City, 9 points at the break for Jameer Falls to lead them. 6 for Marcel Whitner, 6 for Drayden Witt. 33-29 is our halftime score in Class 4A, Substate 4. Winner takes on Linmar on Thursday night. They are second ranked in Class 4A. Coming up, it is our Cat Connection, all presented by State Farm, Tyler Prashong Agency. This is Bobcat Basketball on KFJB-TV.
When my kids come home from camp, they're so excited. They go on and on about all the activities they got to do.
My son loves to go fishing,
Cooking, photography, kayaking,
zip line, archery,
robotics, camping, oceanography,
swimming,
and radio.
He's got so many fun stories that he would share that we just wouldn't have otherwise.
Being involved in scouting, my boys have made lifelong friendships.
I would recommend putting your kids in scouting. It's a great way for them to learn skills while having fun.
Marshalltown Community School District announces that preschool sign-up is going on now for children who will be 4 on or before September 15th. Sign up early as spaces do fill up. Marshalltown's preschool program ensures every child has access to high-quality early education in a welcoming and supportive environment. The preschool program is tuition-free with no fees to sign up. Contact the preschool coordinator at 641-754-1000 for more information. You'll need proof of your child's age, address, and immunization records in order to sign up.
Bobcat Athletics on KFJB-TV is sponsored by Assured Partners, power through partnership. Greg Young Chevrolet of Marshalltown. Drive with Greg Young and experience top auto service and selection. And Lennox Employees Credit Union, LennoxECU.com. The Cat Connection, sponsored by State Farm. MTownProud.com.
It is our Cat Connection, all presented by Tyler Prashong, MTownProud.com, and we're here with senior guard for the Marshalltown Bobcats, Dom Kluwer. Dom, I gotta say, you're just a hair shorter than me, but you do have a block on the season, so we got to know how good of a feeling that is, being one of the shorter guys on the team, be able to get that block out there on the court.
It feels great. I mean, just being able to go out there and have a good defensive presence and going out there and being able to get a block, being the height I am, like 5'6", I mean, it feels great.
Yeah, Coach talked about, not one of the deepest teams that he's had in recent memory. So how important is that, whether you're out there with the starters group or if you're on kind of the reserves, making sure the starters are good to go? How big is that practice piece to what you guys do day in and day out?
I mean, yeah, just being able to go out there and help the starters, being able to go out there and do what they do, and just being able to go out there and help them as much as possible, learning the plays, helping on defense, and just getting them in the mood and game ready is really what we strive for.
Yeah. And as the season has gone along, we've seen you garner more playing time. How much progress in your game do you feel like you've seen out of yourself as the season has gone along?
And I think I've seen a lot of progress with myself. I mean, just being able to go out there and compete with my teammates on the varsity level, and them just being there to help me get better myself as a person and just as a player really helps.
Out there against Waterloo East, it was senior night. You were honored. What's that feeling like to be recognized on senior night and be a part of this team?
I mean, at first it was very nervous. I mean, I'm not a huge fan of big crowds, but, we had a good big crowd there. I mean, just everyone being there to see the seniors and be on their side for their final night is a pretty great feeling.
Yeah, and then you got the win on top of it.
Yeah. It's Adam Boone. The locker room after that was incredible.
Yeah, that's those are the moments you play for, right? What's been a highlight for you? Would you have to say that's up there?
Yeah, I mean, that one was definitely up there, but I mean, was probably, like I said last time, was having the feeling to get my first player of the game was something. Yeah. I mean, It wasn't, the greatest game overall, but, just going out there and using my minutes to get some points and help the team is something I've always done over the season.
Yeah. All right. What other activities, things in school or other sports are you involved in during the year?
I didn't really do much for sports this year, but, football, track. I do my best to try and go out there for the track season. And Will has been trying to get me into tennis, too, so, that's something I might end up trying, but mostly just for the rest of the year looks like me just trying to keep my grades intact and graduating.
Yeah. What other plans do you have kind of outside of high school next year? Do you have any plans in store?
One big plan I've had is just studying forensic science and trying to get a career in that, and just hoping that I can learn a lot about that and get a good career in it.
Awesome. Well, best of luck, and thanks for the time.
Thank you.
All right, that is Dom Kluwer. That is our Cat Connection, all brought to you by Tyler Prashong, State Farm Agency, mtownproud.com.
I'm Tyler Prashong, MHS graduate in 2008.
And I'm Justice Fisherson, 2020 Marshalltown graduate.
My family, along with the entire agency, are happy to play a small part in a community that cares so much about each other.
At Tyler Prashong State Farm, our goal is giving back to the community. There are many current and former Bobcats giving back through donating, volunteering, coaching, and just being a great neighbor and friend.
We'd love to talk to you about what makes you M-Town proud.
Some say life is like a road trip. Is it a coincidence Scooter's Coffee is a drive-thru? We don't think so. Whether you need a coffee while you enjoy the view, to just get you through the long stretch, or to refuel between stops, Scooter's Coffee is there, brewing up delicious coffee, espresso blenders, smoothies, iced drinks, and more, with the convenience of a drive-thru so you can stay on the road and enjoy the ride. So go ahead, scoot on around. Amazing people, amazing drinks, amazingly fast. Scooters in Marshalltown.
You look forward to retirement as your time to relax. But now that it's here, turns out relaxation is overrated and you'd rather get back to work with an idea of your own. Wells Fargo Advisors can help. For more than 125 years, we've created wealth management and investment strategies aimed at achieving our clients' personal financial goals. When retirement plans change course, turn to Wells Fargo Advisors. Together, we'll go far.
Wells Fargo Advisors is located at 14 East South Ridge Road in Marshalltown. Call them at 641-752-5401. They're a member SIPC.
The Halftime Report, presented by Scouting America. Adventure on.
33-29 at the break. Both teams just about ready to get going in the second half. We'll start the second half when we come back on KFJB-TV.
McGregor's Furniture and Mattress is your local furniture store in Marshalltown, and they are proud to support Marshalltown Bobcat Athletics. If you need a new recliner to relax in, or perhaps a new dining set for the whole family, shop McGregor's. They also have a good selection of luxurious sectional sofas. Score the mattress of your dreams with an assist from the McGregor's friendly and knowledgeable staff. You'll be the household MVP when you bring home the winning selection from McGregor's Furniture and Mattress, downtown Marshalltown. Open 7 days a week.
Hey Bobcat Nation, this is Adam Boone. You're watching Bobcat Basketball on KFJB-TV.
Bobcats will begin with the basketball to start the second half, moving left to right on your radio dial and your TV screen now. As Drake Gersmo will get the inbound pass to begin the second half. So the Bobcats with a 4-point lead at the break. Kyle Smith leading them with 12. 7 apiece for Drake Gersma, Lamar Johnson, and Jacob Hayes. And a foul is Gersma, the intended target, off of a right wing pass from Kyle Smith. And a reach-in foul is going to be called on Mason City, as Jameer Falls will pick up his second foul here tonight. Drake Gersmo will be the inbound man on the right wing, or excuse me, on the right side of the baseline. Inbounds way up high to Kyle Smith, hands it back off to Drake Gersmo as they'll set up the offense. Niehaus left wing looking inside. Gets it back to Kyle Smith, now to Gersma. We'll give and go, trying to go for Jacob Hayes' left block, but the pass was off the mark, a little too high. Picked up by Mason City. Hobart in transition into the front court, plays it back to Jameer Falls at the top, and an away from the ball, foul and illegal screen going to be set on Drew Hobart, and that will be his second foul here tonight.
Jameson Niehaus in the backcourt will inbound. So a little over 30 seconds played here in the second half, and nothing doing either side. Lamar Johnson gets it over the midcourt stripe. Got it to Hayes. Now they feed it to Gersma as the offense will set up. Gersma over to the right wing to Lamar Johnson. Johnson holding the basketball at the top over to Niehaus. Now to Gersma. Now nobody picks up Johnson right away down to the left block. Novak slides in late, but it's too late. Lamar Johnson puts up a shot. It's good. Off the left block, off the glass for two. And it's 9 points tonight for Lamar Johnson, the senior. And now a carry is going to be called on Jameer Falls. You don't see that a ton. But right there, it's the call, and with a 6-point lead, the Bobcats get it back as they'll inbound right in front of the Mason City bench. Mason City will opt for some backcourt pressure. Inbound, a laser towards the legs of Lamar Johnson, gathers it in from Niehaus, and he'll go get it back to Gersma inside the circle in midcourt. Over a bounce pass to Lamar Johnson. He's looking inside. Kyle Smith was posting up, but no passing lane there. Bobcats with really exceptional passing here tonight. And Gersma with a great pass to Hayes, but a couple of Mason City Riverhawks all over him. A little bit of a bump there. No foul called. Shots off the mark by Jacob Hayes, and now Jacob Hayes a reach-in foul. It's going to be called on him as he was guarding on Andrew Novak. They were trying to dump it into him on the left block. And Jacob Hayes will pick up his second foul. Actually, no, excuse me, that's his third foul of the night. Hobart will inbound. And on the inbound play, Drake Gersma bumps the inbound man and the intended target, Jameer Falls. And Drake Gersma, as the clock is still running here in the game. Finally it stops. Not sure. They're buzzing the horn for the officials. They might have to put some time back on the clock here as that clock kept counting. And the officials will come over and chat about it. And looks like 4 seconds will be put back on the clock. So 6:03 will now be on the clock. Ty Sanchez-Evans gets the inbound pass, finds Whitner down on the right block, but he's double-teamed down there, but somehow gets it off between Adam Boone and Kyle Smith for two. So Marcel Whitner able to create. He has 8 points. Drake Gersma at the top of the key gets a feed from Kyle Smith. Runner in the paint is good. Gersma with 9 tonight, 37-31. Bobcat lead. Falls feeds to Sanchez-Evans at the top. Now to Hobart, right wing, trying to dump it into Whitner. On the far side corner, he drives to the right block, puts it off the glass. It's off the right side of the iron, no good. Gersma's going to run the floor. He'll take it all the way, and his scoop and score is good. Gersma with a big bucket right there, and a foul's going to be called on the play, which will send him to the line for an and one. And the foul comes in on Andrew Novak, his third. Take a look at that replay. Gersma had Boone if he wanted him, but saw a seam and took it. And Novak picking up that foul. Gersma, the and one's off the back of the iron. Lamar Johnson, offensive rebound. Huge get right there. Adam Boone wide open from straight on. The three's off the mark. Andrew Novak will haul in the rebound. Clears out to Jameer Falls, who's up the near side. Kyle Smith will pick him up at the top. Out of Hobart left wing. Adam Boone guarding him, giving him a little bit of space. Hobart knocked down a three earlier tonight. Hobart looking, drives to the free throw line, kicks it back to Falls at the top. Down to 10 seconds on the shot clock. Falls, baseline, far side corner. He drove with the basketball with Ty Sanchez-Evans on the right block, gets the feed from Novak. But Kyle Smith was guarding on Falls, did a nice job to shut him down. And then Ty Sanchez-Evans still without a bucket here tonight. He has 2 points, but on made free throws. And the Bobcats here tonight and in the previous meeting have done a superb job defensively. on Ty Sanchez-Evans, who normally averages 11.5 points per game. We're nearing the halfway point of the third quarter. Lamar Johnson drives inside of the right block. Sanchez-Evans picks away the basketball, and Mason City comes away with it after the steal against Lamar Johnson. Hobart left wing, back to the top to Falls. Now back to Hobart. He's open for the three. Bobcats leaving him wide open, and he makes him pay. Hobart, not a prolific shooter from distance, only 17%. Bobcats like their chances for a miss more than a make, but here tonight, Hobart's made 2 impactful threes, and now a drive down the right side of the paint. Drake Gersma off the glass, draws the foul, makes the shot. Another and one coming for the sophomore. Give credit to head coach Mike Apple. He called it. He thought this could be a game that Drake Gersma would be able to kind of feast, and so far tonight he is. 13 points for Drake Gersma. Spin move at midcourt. Defense slacked off, and he goes inside. And the layup is good as the foul comes in on Ty Sanchez-Evans, his third. So both big men in foul trouble as Novak and Sanchez-Evans have 3. Drake Gersma for the and one, and this time he knocks it down. He's 1 of 2 at the free throw line. Converts on the three-point play. It's 42-34. Bobcat lead on the road in the first round of playoff action. Inside, Whitner goes against Lamar Johnson. He says, I had my hands straight up, but the foul is Whitner was just kind of leaning into him, bumps him, and it will be a foul on Lamar Johnson. That will be his second of the night as it sends Whitner to the line for the second time tonight for 2 free throws. He had an and one earlier and converted. This time 2 free throws on the shooting foul, and this one is good. Thanks to Jeff Brooks, our producer, back in the studios. Halftime right now, Cedar Rapids, Washington leading Waterloo West 30-29. That's the bottom side of the bracket here in Substate 4. In Class 4A, winner of that one goes on to play Dowling Catholic. The winner of this one plays Linn-Mar. Both those games on Thursday, and then the winner of both of those games would play following that. Whitner both made free throws. He's a perfect 3 of 3 at the stripe tonight. 42-36. Bobcat lead on the road. Adam Boone, left wing, gets it back to Gersma. Bobcat still feeling a little bit of that pressure over the timeline. Adam Boone now drops it in. Great pass. He'll get the assist as he sets up the senior Lamar Johnson for 2. Lamar Johnson with 11 points tonight. Hobart, a spin move down to the left block. His jumper is no good as he had Adam Boone guarding on him. Bobcats get the rebound with under 3 to go in the third quarter. Gersma into the front court. Skip pass over to the right wing to Lamar Johnson. Now finds Adam Boone. Boone will try to drive baseline. Turns around, feeds it back out to Gersma. And the Bobcats will reset the offense. Now Lamar Johnson backs down. Right block, Witt guarding him. Finds a wide open Adam Boone. Can he? No, he skims the 3 off the iron right side. And Mason City will get the rebound. Here's Witt into the front court. Finds Judon, right wing, who's checked back into the game. Owen Rickers straight on 3 is no good, but Judon got down there, got the rebound, and he's got the bucket for 2. Haven't seen Judon a whole lot, but he's got more playing time as the season has gone along, averaging just 1.5 points per game. And the 2-point bucket good, and the Bobcats will call a timeout. It's a 6-point lead with 2:06 to go third quarter. Cats on top on the road in the first round of Class 4A playoff action right here on News Talk 1230 AM, 93.9 FM, and KFJB-TV.
Legends American Grill is the perfect place to watch your favorite team. Enjoy wings, nachos, steaks, and prime rib available on Friday and Saturday nights. It's game on for great food and your favorite drink to wash it down. You like burgers? Legends has fantastic, unique burger creations like this, the Legends Burger. Absolutely delicious. Gather with friends, enjoy your favorite team's games with the NFL Sunday Ticket, and make some memories. Legends American Grill in Marshalltown and our new Newton location, where the game is always on.
Hey, I'm Lamar Johnson. This is KFJB-TV.
Lamar Johnson feasting on the Hawks here tonight as Lamar Johnson with 11 points. Adam Boone on that last find was just superb, and the ball movement tonight for the Cats has been on point. It's definitely One of the best performances as far as ball movement has gone here tonight. Cats just moving it around and moving offensively. A throwaway. Lamar Johnson trying to find Kyle Smith out of the timeout taken by head coach Mike Apple. Judon in transition. The southpaw three is off the mark as Jamison Niehaus hauls in the rebound. Judon, haven't seen him a whole lot. Not afraid to shoot. I can gather that through three quarters. Drake Gersma controlling the basketball way out high. Gets it to Kyle Smith. Flips it back to him underhand. Gets a screen now from Lamar Johnson. Now that screen is used to open up Kyle Smith and pops off. No good, but Lamar Johnson with a rebound and his putback. And before the putback, he is fouled on the floor. And that's going to be two shots. They are going to rule it a shooting foul. And the foul will be on Drew Hobart. That's also his third. So Drew Hobart, Andrew Novak, and Ty Sanchez-Evans all with three for Mason City. Jacob Hayes with three for the Cats. He's the only other one in foul trouble. And Lamar Johnson at the line knocks down the first free throw. Second one is good, and 13 points for Lamar Johnson tonight. He is 5 of 7 at the free throw stripe. Mason City into the front court. They'll find Owen Rickers, but Rickers loses it as he got the feed from Marcel Whitner. He was down to the left block, lost the handle on the pass. And the Bobcats force the turnover. Now Gersma opens up inside. He'll go down to the right block, but his shot, the layup, way too hard. Mason City with the rebound. Drayden Witt, right wing, trying to find Whitner down just outside of the right block extended, and it sails out of bounds, but it was tipped away by the Bobcats. Sanchez-Evans, Jameer Falls back into the game for Mason City. It's one of the better Riverhawk teams as of late. Last year they went 5-17. They lost to Ames 71-35 the first round in 4A a year ago. Coming off a couple of losses last week against Gilbert and Decorah. 4-4 in conference play this year. And on the inbound, Jamison Niehaus steals away the inbound pass. Feeds it out to Kyle Smith, who speeds across the timeline. Hands off Gersma, right wing. About a 10-second difference between the game clock and the shot clock here in the third quarter as we're down to 30 seconds to go. Bobcats lead at 8. Kyle Smith down to the right block. He cut. Now he dishes it underhand to Lamar Johnson. His shot is blocked by Marcel Whitner. He'll go all the way. Layup is too strong. It rolls out, and the Bobcats have the rebound with Jamison Niehaus, and Kyle Smith gets the feed, and he tells his teammates to settle down as he speeds over the timeline into the front court with 5 seconds. Finds Jacob Hayes for the three. Yeah! At the buzzer it goes. Jacob Hayes have a night, and the Cats take an 11-point lead in the fourth quarter. 8 minutes to go in Mason City. This is Bobcat basketball. You're watching KFJB-TV.
Auto loans at Lennox Employees Credit Union are not just for cars. If you are looking to purchase a new or used motorcycle, boat, snowmobile, or other recreational vehicle, look no further. Lennox Employees Credit Union has low loan rates, and the loan process is so easy. Visit lennoxecu.com for rates and membership eligibility information, or go to 1004 East Main Street in Marshalltown to visit with one of our loan officers. Lennox Employees Credit Union, member NCUA.
First round action around the state going on tonight. And last update we had, Cedar Rapids, Washington and Waterloo West. Cedar Rapids, Washington, a 1-point lead on Waterloo West, 30-29. Newton in postseason action, leading Boone, 50-26. Nevada leading Webster City, 41-13. And Pella leading Hoover in the last update we had for you, 40-16. Our score here as we head to the fourth quarter, Jacob Hayes just hit a huge three. I don't know what kind of pass that was, but it was over the top by Kyle Smith, and he found somehow Jacob Hayes, who nailed the three from the left wing, and his teammates all sorts of fired up, including Kyle Smith, as it's an 11-point lead heading to the fourth quarter as Mason City will begin with the basketball. 49-38 is our score. Drayden Witt drops it off underhand to a right block to Ty Sanchez-Evans. That is his first bucket of the game. He has 4 tonight. He made 2 free throws in the first half, but other than that, Bobcats have had him locked down. Niehaus over to Kyle Smith. Now back to Niehaus and to Gersma, top of the key. Gersma looking around now. Finds Lamar Johnson. Kyle Smith off of his screen. Yes, it goes! Another big three. His 4th of the night for Kyle Smith. 52-40. Cats are feeling it from long distance. Whitner to answer. His 3 rims in and out. And Kyle Smith tips away the basketball. Niehaus comes up with it. And the Bobcats will push it into the front court as we are under 7 minutes to play. Gersma calling for Lamar Johnson over to the right wing. He comes out. Now to Niehaus. Now back to Gersma, left wing. Kyle Smith off a screen. Nothing there. Good defense by Rickers, but now he blows by Rickers. But coming in late is Marcel Whitner as he blocks the shot of Kyle Smith out of bounds as he got down to the right block. And 6 seconds remain on the shot clock for the Cats. It will be Gersma baseline right side to inbound. Inbound to Lamar Johnson. Catch and shoot, and it's good. Lamar Johnson, another big bucket for the senior. Now feed to Falls inside left block. He's going to be fouled as he goes up. 15 for Lamar Johnson tonight. So Falls going to head to the line for 2 free throws. He's been held scoreless here in the second half after 9 first-half points, and that'll be his first point of the second half as Falls hits the first free throw. But just a high point of the basketball for Lamar Johnson on the inbound pass, and he goes up right over the other big man in Ty Sanchez-Evans for 2. Falls knocks down both free throws. 54-42, Bobcat lead by 12. Lamar Johnson over to Kyle Smith, now to Gersma, back to Kyle Smith from near the top of the perimeter. His 3's off the mark, left side. Mason City with the rebound. Marcel Whitner, left wing, feeds it back to Falls at the top of the key as Mason City goes to work with 5:45 to go in the basketball game. Whitner advances to take on Linmar on Thursday. Sanchez-Evans, a hop step and a jump and a push by Jamison Niehaus as he was guarding him on the left block. There's a switch defensively there, and in that process is where the foul happened. And so the foul coming in, the second one of the night on Jamison Niehaus. Mason City inbounds to Falls, left wing, Gersma guarding on him. A crossover dribble, slips at the free throw line, feeds out to the left wing to Witt. Witt now takes a runner in the paint. It's good for 2. Drayden Witt with his first bucket of the second half. He has 8. Into the front court, Kyle Smith feeds back to Drake Gersma. Now back to Kyle Smith, right wing. Jacob Hayes, now they find, posted up on the left block. Kyle Smith feeds it back to Gersma. Gersma looking around, over to Hayes near side. Hayes going to drive in, feeds out to Lamar Johnson. Now they rotate. Now they'll get it to Gersma with 5 seconds on the shot clock. 3 off the left side of the iron from the right wing is no good for Gersma. Sanchez-Evans with the rebound. In transition, a 3 for Whitner, and he knocks it down. He was hanging out. Defense lost him in the near side corner, and that's a much-needed 3 for Mason City. 54-47, timeout. Nick Trask, and Mason City will take it with him on KFJB-TV.
At Greg Young Automotive, we're more than just a dealership. We're a part of your community. We believe in transparent pricing with no hidden tricks or gimmicks. Just honest deals you can trust. Our commitment to fair pricing and supporting our local communities is why so many choose us. Greg Young Automotive, where integrity drives us and you home. Visit any of our 6 locations across the state and experience the Greg Young difference, where we'll go the extra mile for you.
I'm Will Swartz. You're watching Bobcat Basketball on KFJB-TV.
54-47, 4:40 to go. Fourth quarter in Class 4A, Substate 4 first-round action here tonight. As the Bobcats with the lead, a Marcel Whitner 3 just a moment ago was a big one to keep them in this game. As the Bobcats have been hot tonight from downtown. Bobcats will inbound to Jamison Niehaus as he speeds across the timeline in front of the scorer's table. Stops, gives to Gersma. Mason said he tried to trap him, but he was able to get it away. Now Gersma at the top, looking around. Kyle Smith opens up. Right wing 3 is going to skim off the iron. Sanchez Evans, boy, he was wide open off of a screen. Kyle Smith had all the room in the world, but couldn't knock down the open bucket. Falls top of the key, gets a screen from Sanchez Evans. Gersma guarding on him, loses the basketball, gathers it back in, a switch. Niehaus picks him up. Hop step and a jump down the left block, spin around, and the layup is good for Jameer Falls. His first field goal since the second quarter. 54-49, back to a 6-point game. Bobcats had a 12-point lead just a moment ago. Kyle Smith. Bounce pass over to Niehaus, top of the key, and away from the ball. A foul going to be called, and it's going to be an illegal screen on Jacob Hayes. That's his 4th. And a substitution as that foul came. And they were going to bring in Hobart or somebody, or maybe Drayden Witt. And anyway, officials sorting out that substitution as Drew Hobart is into the game. 3:40 to go, fourth quarter. Things getting tight here. Ty Sanchez Evans has the basketball, free throw line fed to Jameer Falls. Takes a runner on the baseline. It was no good, but Ty Sanchez Evans followed him, and the rebound put back is good. 54-51. Bobcats into the front court. Jacob Hayes drives in, and a travel and a turnover in a 3-point game now. Back to Mason City. 3:18 to go as this clock is stopped. Falls pushes it over the timeline. Drake Gersma will pick him up. Owen Rickers catches the basketball off of the screen right wing. Now over to Hobart. Now back to Rickers. Now Falls left wing. Takes the 3 with Gersma guarding him. Pops in and out. Jacob Hayes tried for the rebound. It pops away. But the Bobcats come away with it as Kyle Smith has it over the timeline. And as he does so, a timeout called by head coach Mike Apple. We'll take it with them. First round action. 3-point game. Cats with the lead in the ball when we come back.
The right insurance agent can make all the difference. Assured Partners agents represent multiple insurance companies. They can pick and choose from a larger variety of outstanding insurance options. Assured Partners also handles life and health insurance and Medicare supplement coverage. With access to local, regional, and national insurance companies, Assured Partners will create policies tailored to the coverage you need. For more information, go online to assuredpartners.com/Marshalltown. Power through partnership with Assured Partners in Marshalltown, Toledo, and West Des Moines.
Coming up after the game, it is our locker room report, all presented by Wells Fargo Advisors in Marshalltown. We'll name our player of the game and have our post-game chat with head coach Mike Apple. 54-51 is our score. Lamar Johnson with 15 tonight for the Cats. Kyle Smith with 15. Drake Gersma with 14. Jacob Hayes with 10. They had a huge 3 to end the third quarter. Bobcats were leading by 12 just a few minutes ago, but Mason City has gone on a run here in the fourth quarter, including a big 3 by Marcel Whitner. That's when the tide really turned. And the Bobcats taking the timeout there behind head coach Mike Apple. Need a bucket. get back on track here late. A feed into Lamar Johnson on the right block. It's poked away by Drew Hobart. Into the hallway the basketball goes. Somebody has to go track that thing down. It will be Bobcat basketball with 18 on the shot clock. 2:42 to go inside Mason City High School. Brayna Lewis with you on the road tonight in the first round of playoff action. Great to have you tuned in on the radio and on KFJB-TV. Inbound, knocked away by Marcel Whitner, but Gersma comes away with it. Basketball, and now Lamar Johnson gets the feed for two. He has 17, and that was a much-needed man bucket on the right block right there. 2.5 minutes to go in Mason City. 56-51. Down low to Whitner. Turnaround jumper on the right block with Johnson guarding him. Puts it off the glass high. Good for two. 56-53. 2:15 and counting. Gersma into the front court, picked up by Falls. Looking around as Lamar Johnson comes up high to the free throw line, and now a blocking foul by Jameer Falls. That'll be his third. Actually, just his second. I think maybe one of the fouls I marked down was wrong, but that's what they have it here. Falls with his second. Bobcats inbound into the backcourt to Gersma as he brings it into the front court with 30 seconds on the shot clock, 2 on the game clock. They'll find Lamar Johnson underneath. He got lost. Whitner couldn't find him. And an excellent pass. Believe that was Jacob Hayes hanging out in the near side corner who finds him. And Lamar Johnson with that 2-point bucket has 19. Owen Rickers, the left wing three is no good, but Ty Sanchez-Evans hauls in the rebound at the free throw line. Hobart with a three is no good. Near side, as he got the feed from Sanchez-Evans. Hobart's knocked down a couple, but again, he's under 20% from long distance on the season. Bobcats have left him open, tempting him to take those three-point shots. Handoff left wing. Kyle Smith will give and go, and a little bit of a bad exchange with him and Niehaus. And as that happens, a timeout by head coach Mike Apple. Bobcats extending the lead back. Just 1:17 to go. Fourth quarter, 58-53. Bobcat lead on KFJB-TV.
Make the equity in your home work for you with the home equity loan from Lennox Employees Credit Union. Crush high-interest credit card debt and make needed improvements to your home. You have the power to refinance and change your financial life. With the lower interest rate, repayment is more comfortable than paying those high credit card interest rates. The loan process is easy. See Lennox Employees Credit Union, 1004 East Main Street in Marshalltown. Member NCUA Equal Housing Lender. Online at lennoxecu.com.
Well, the Cardiac Cats trying to get the job done in the first round of Class 4A Substate 4 tonight, 58-53. They lead it with the basketball out of the timeouts. Bobcats have one timeout left. Riverhawks still have 4 to use. We're down to 1:05 as the clock stops. As Kyle Smith was the intended target for a pass, and it was knocked away by Marcel Whitner. 6 seconds remaining on the shot clock here, so the Bobcats will have to get something off quickly. Gersma into the backcourt. Gets the inbound. Drives inside. Now free throw line jumper. Boom! Yes, he gets it to go! How about that? 7-point lead. We're under a minute. Into the front court. Owen Rickers taking his time. Gets it over to Whitner. Now to Falls. Time just continuing to tick. Falls a drive, baseline, gets the bucket off the glass, and a foul by the Bobcats will send him to the line for the and one. Drake Gersma, though, how about that? A spin move and a drive to the free throw line, and just pure on the jumper. Huge bucket for Gersma. He has 16 tonight. Jameer Falls at the line for the and one, and he knocks it down. And Mason City will take a timeout. We'll take a timeout with them. 44 seconds to go. Fourth quarter. It is a 4-point lead for the Cats when we come back on KFJB-TV. Well, the Bobcats have not played in nearly 2 weeks, but you wouldn't know it here tonight. They have been shooting the ball exceptional. Ball movement has been exceptional as well. And on the defensive end, they want to take away Ty Sanchez-Evans. And for 3 quarters, they held him without a field goal. He's picked up 4 points here in the fourth quarter, but the Bobcats have a 4-point lead with 44 seconds to go. Full court pressure being put on by Mason City on the inbound after the Mason City timeout after the made free throw by Falls on the and one. Drake Gersma way out high. Nearly double teamed, but spins away from it. Now drives down the right side of the paint, and before a blocking foul is called, he made the bucket, but the foul is going to come in on Drew Hobart. That'll be number 4 on him tonight. The bucket was good by Gersma, but they called off the shot as the foul came before that. And a legal screen on the inbound. Illegal screen on Lamar Johnson, it looks to be. And that will be his 3rd foul here tonight. Jacob Hayes playing with 4, Lamar with 3. And on that inbound play, went to Niehaus, and Gersma was kind of cutting through using that Lamar Johnson screen, and that's where it happened. So the foul in a 4-point game, back to Falls, right wing 3, pops in and out. Kyle Smith with the rebound. That's who you want to have the ball in the hands of as a foul comes on the Riverhawks. 4-point game, 20 seconds to go, and the foul will be the 3rd foul of the quarter. So it's still 2 more to commit by the Riverhawks. And the Bobcats get it in to Kyle Smith. Now to Gersma. Now up to Niehaus, and time's ticking. Niehaus at midcourt with 14 seconds stopped on the clock. The 4th foul of the quarter will come in as Niehaus fouled. So 1 more. And there's too much time coming off here. If the Bobcats get to the free throw lane and make both of those free throws, he would probably do in the Riverhawks just with the amount of time that's come off the clock. We had 44 seconds on the clock, and that's been all burned up by Mason City. They missed a 3, and so a timeout will be called. 14.9 seconds to be exact remaining in the game. It is a 60-56 lead for the Bobcats in the first round of Class 4A Substate 4 right here on KFJB. Crunch time for the Cats as they have the basketball at midcourt. 14.9 seconds remaining in the fourth quarter. 4-point game. Bobcats 60, Riverhawks 56. Right in front of the scorer's table. Bobcats will inbound, and across court they'll go to Kyle Smith. A few seconds come off the clock. They thought there was going to be a foul in there, but no foul called. Mason City gets the basketball. 3 from the left wing is good by Marcel Whitner, and it is a 1-point game with 7 seconds to go. Marcel Whitner with his 3rd made 3 of the night, and just 7 seconds to go. Kyle Smith caught the basketball on the near side on the inbound, got it into the front court, but the ball was kind of poked away from behind. Anticipated a foul called, but none was, and they found Whitner wide open for a 3 on the left wing, and he hits it. Wow. That is not what you were expecting to see right there. Expected to see Kyle Smith go to the free throw line and knock down a couple of big free throws and make it a 6-point game, but just like that, a 1-point game. Mason City with 4 fouls here in the fourth quarter, so the next one they commit on the inbound will mean free throws for Marshalltown. But the Bobcats have to have a clean inbound. It'll be Drake Gersma who can run the baseline. He'll get it inbound to Jacob Hayes as 1 second comes off the clock. 6.5 seconds to go in the game. And Jacob Hayes will be at the line for 2 free throws. This will be the first trip of the night for Jacob Hayes. He is a 71% free throw shooter. feel much better about things if he just knocks down both of these to make it a 3-point game. Hayes takes his time. First free throw's up, and it is good. That is a big one right there. And this one to either ensure you win or you head to overtime. And it's good. Both free throws for Jacob Hayes made, and those are big ones. 12 points for Jacob Hayes. And it comes at a big time. He made a big three at the end of the third quarter, and he makes 2 big free throws right here to make it a 3-point game with 6.5 seconds to go, as Mason City will have the ball momentarily. Both these teams blowing each other out at home against the other team, as Marshalltown defeated Fort Dodge in the last meeting on January 21st, 40-27, and then back in December, Bobcats got blown out right here in Mason City, 64-42. But here tonight, Bobcats had a 12-point lead earlier in this quarter, but that narrowed as Mason City finally found a way to get some perimeter shots to go, including Marcel Whitner. He's made 2 threes here in the fourth quarter for Mason City. And you see a little bit of angst among that student section right there. With 6.5 seconds to go, Mason City will have the basketball out of this full timeout. Coming up, it is our locker room report after the game. We'll get you scores and some finals here tonight. Newton moves on in their postseason. They blew out Boone 97-54. Waterloo West loses close one to Cedar Rapids, Washington, 46-44. So now, that one's go to the fourth quarter, so that one not over yet. But the winner of that game plays Dowling. Winner of this one plays Linn-Mar, and then the winner of those 2 games will play each other in the Substate 4 final. Mason City out of the timeout, gets it to Falls, the far side of the floor. He'll run the floor with 3 seconds, takes a 3. It's well off the mark. They try to save it from out of bounds, but it is not saved in time as Owen Rickers not able to gather it back in and throw it in. I believe we might have a little bit of time. No time will be put back on the clock, and that is it. The Bobcats, the Cardiac Cats, they do it. 3-point victory on the road, 62-59. They advance to take on Linn-Mar, second ranked in Class 4A, Thursday night, and we'll have that one for you here on KFJB-TV. Dramatic fashion. Maybe didn't need to be as dramatic as it was with that 12-point lead, but Mason City put up a fight at the end, and they win it. As cheerleaders and everybody get ready to celebrate this big road victory for the Marshalltown Bobcats here tonight. And just going crazy out there was Lamar Johnson eating up Mason City in the paint, and Kyle Smith, a little bit of a quiet second half, but he was helped out by some big buckets by Jacob Hayes and Drake Gersma as well. Cats win it on the road in the playoffs in the first round in Class 4A Substate 4. We head to the locker room report, all presented by Wells Fargo Advisors. Coming up next, this is Bobcat Basketball. You're listening to News Talk 1230 AM, 93.9 FM, and watching right here on Europe with the Cats, KFJB-TV.
McGregor's Furniture and Mattress is your local furniture store in Marshalltown, and they are proud to support Marshalltown Bobcat Athletics. If you need a new recliner to relax in, or perhaps a new dining set for the whole family, shop McGregor's. They also have a good selection of luxurious sectional sofas. Score the mattress of your dreams with an assist from the McGregor's friendly and knowledgeable staff. You'll be the household MVP when you bring home the winning selection from McGregor's Furniture and Mattress, downtown Marshalltown. Open 7 days a week.
YMCC, competitive athletics, affordable tuition, on-campus living, online courses plus 2 campus locations, unique programs, career training, small classes, short-term hands-on training. Choose MCC.
The KFJB-TV Locker Room Report, presented by Wells Fargo Advisors of Marshalltown.
Well, the Cardiac Cats do it in the Conference of Champions in postseason play tonight. And a big one on the road here tonight, 62-59 59. Our final score in Class 4A Substate 4 action. And the Bobcats advance on in postseason and take on Linmar Thursday night at 7 o'clock. We'll have that one for you here on KFJB-TV. It was a big final possession. 6.5 seconds to go. Falls just a leaner, hits the right side of the rack. And they tried to save it from going out of bounds. Probably a little bit of time should have been put on the clock there, but it would have been back to the Bobcats. Nor here nor there, and it closes out the victory as the Hawks end the season at a mark of 9-13. Bobcats' record improves to 7-14 with the victory on the road as the Bobcats 2-1 against Mason City this year. As Kyle Smith all pumped up after the official said no more time on the clock, all done, and Jacob Hayes with a big smile to the camera as well. Jacob Hayes finishes the night with 12, 19 for Lamar Johnson, 15 for Kyle Smith, and Drake Gersma with 16. He really owned that third quarter. That's when the Bobcats were able to get part of their lead, but again, a 12-point lead here in the fourth quarter dwindled away because Marcel Whitner came alive. He knocked down 2 really big threes, including one right near the end to get it back to a 1-point game, and then the Bobcats nailed a couple of free throws by Jacob Hayes to get a 3-point victory. 16 tonight for Jameer Falls, 6 for Drew Hobart, 3 for Owen Rickers, Drayden Witt with 8, and 6 for Ty Sanchez-Evans. Bobcats with 2 prolific performances, shutting down Ty Sanchez-Evans after he went for 16 the first time. He scores a total of 8 in the prior 2 games combined. So just a great job defensively on the big man down low. That is our final tonight, 62-59, as we move along in our locker room report, all presented by Wells Fargo Advisors. We'll name our player of the game when we come back, and our postgame chat with Victoria's head coach Mike Apple along the way, right here on your home for the Cats, KFJB-TV.
You look forward to retirement as your time to relax. But now that it's here, turns out relaxation is overrated, and you'd rather get back to work with an idea of your own. Wells Fargo Advisors can help. For more than 125 years, we've created wealth management and investment strategies aimed at achieving our clients' personal financial goals. When retirement plans change course, turn to Wells Fargo Advisors. Together, we'll go far.
Wells Fargo Advisors is located at 14 East South Ridge Road in Marshalltown. Call them at 641-752-5401. They're a member SIPC.
The KFJB-TV Locker Room Report, presented by Wells Fargo Advisors of Marshalltown.
Time now for our player of the game, all presented by Opa Grill of Marshalltown. Greek and traditional favorites. All you have to say is Opa. Well, not kind of a hard decision here tonight. 16 for Drake Gersma. He played exceptional tonight. Jacob Hayes, I would say, knocked down the biggest shots of the night. He had a 3 that was at the end of the third, a big one to go to the fourth quarter, and then he had 2 free throws to seal the victory here tonight with that 3-point win. But Lamar Johnson did a lot of the dirty work here tonight. He went 5 of 7 at the free throw stripe, finishes with 19 points. I would imagine he was near a double-double as well with all the rebounds that he was able to haul in, but an exceptional night for the senior Lamar Johnson. 19 points. He is our player of the game. All brought to you by Opa Grill in Marshalltown, as Lamar Johnson receives a $25 gift certificate to Opa Grill in Marshalltown. We're back with head coach Mike Apple and our Laurel Diesel Services postgame interview when we continue on the locker room report right here on KFJB-TV.
What does OPA mean? OPA means joy, enthusiasm, and approval. And when you dine at OPA Grill in Marshalltown, you'll understand why. With their made-to-order pastas, soups, and salads made daily with the freshest ingredients. Favorites include chicken parmesan pan-fried to perfection, fresh and light chicken lemon rice soup, and their signature OPA salad topped with seasoned gyro meat. OPA Grill Family Restaurant in Marshalltown, where you can dine in or drive through. All you have to say is OPA!
You planned and saved for your child to go to college, but medical school after graduation was a surprise. A happy, expensive surprise. Wells Fargo Advisors can help. For more than 125 years, we've created wealth management and investment strategies aimed at achieving our clients' personal financial goals. When opportunities surprise you, turn to Wells Fargo Advisors. Together we'll go far.
Wells Fargo Advisors is located at 14 East South Ridge Road in Marshalltown. Call them at 641-752-5401. They're a member SIPC.
The KFJB-TV Locker Room Report, presented by Wells Fargo Advisors of Marshalltown.
Back in on the Locker Room Report, all presented by Wells Fargo Advisors in Marshalltown. Our postgame chat brought to you by Laurel Diesel Services, your locally owned qualified diesel mechanics. And now joined by head coach Mike Apple. Coach, boy, I tell you what, for having 2 weeks off, that was one of the most impressive performances we've seen from your team all season long. The ball movement, though, I thought was the best I've seen out of this team this year. What'd you make? Maybe what'd you kind of work on during those past 2 weeks that kind of led to tonight?
Worked on a lot of that, really. I mean, we worked on a lot of different looks. We moved some freshmen up to give us more guys, to give us different looks as far as facing zones and stuff like that, and that's helped us huge. Just understanding the ball movement and cutting and being aggressive at the rim is really what we've worked on. We've really kind of went back to the basics, and since we've had so much time, and worked on some individual stuff and some moves around the rim and finishing. And I'm really proud of our guys' effort tonight. You can tell they really wanted it, and they laid it all on the floor. And got 4 guys play the whole game, and just their effort and what they did it was just awesome.
12-point lead dwindles all the way down to a 1-point lead. What's going through your mind as you see Jacob Hayes there with those 2 free throws to close it out?
I really thought he was going to make them for some reason. I just did. I could tell he was locked in all game. He hit some big shots for us. He didn't get to play a ton, because of foul trouble. But man, he just had that look in his eyes, like he was ready and he was going to knock those down. So I had full confidence in him, and just happy he was able to do it.
I was a little worried. I'm always looking for you to say one guy, but you're a little non-committal in naming one guy that you thought would have a great performance here tonight. But all 3 of the guys that you did say, Drake Gersma, Lamar Johnson, and Jacob Hayes, came up, and man, they really shined here tonight.
Incredibly proud of Lamar and how hard he played and how hard he battled. But you wouldn't expect anything less from him. And Kyle will be Kyle. He's going to get what he does, and we need him to do that, obviously, or we're usually going to have a chance in games. And he was big time. And then, Drake was good tonight. He had some aggressive plays to the rim. He had one where he pulled up from kind of mid-range when we were struggling to score there a little bit. Just incredibly proud of our guys. I told him in the locker room, this is probably the most nervous I've been for a game in a long time, and it's partly because I just didn't want the season to end. I've just been having so much fun with these guys, and so
that's awesome to hear, Coach. One thing you can say about this team, there's not a bad guy on this team. I mean, there's guys that go and lay it out, and maybe the wins don't rack up, but boy, when they really execute like they can, taking Ty Sanchez-Evans out of the game 2 times after he ate you up in the first matchup between these 2 teams. What's that say on the defensive end to go out and execute that like you did here tonight? Because that was impressive.
Jamison, I don't think he scored a point tonight, but what he did defensively was incredible. I mean, he had the assignment on him, and he did a really good job on him. And that's kind of our game plan, is we have to take away 3 Whitner, and we had to take away Ty Sanchez-Evans, and we did a nice job of taking away Sanchez-Evans, and that was huge for us.
That's what it's all about tonight, right?
Yeah, it's a lot of fun, man. It is. I didn't want to get emotional there.
No, we love it.
3-seed versus 4-seed Substate, but I know our wins aren't there. But we're making progress, steps in the right direction, and it's a fun team to coach.
Yeah, and you love to see it for the guys.
Absolutely.
All right, congrats, Coach. We'll talk to you Thursday.
Yeah, thank you.
All right, that is head coach Mike Apple. You're watching Bobcat basketball right here on KFJB-TV.
When Mike Overton moved to Laurel, Iowa, he had a vision to have a diesel repair shop that would support his growing family and passion for working on diesel engines. Being part of the East Marshall community means ensuring that farmers, truck drivers, and businesses run smoothly. With a large building and state-of-the-art equipment, Laurel Diesel Services is always up for a challenge. When your farm trucks, semis, or other diesel equipment requires maintenance or the occasional repair, take it to Laurel Diesel Services.
When you think Fairway, you think fresh. Is that the winning culture you've tried to create?
Penelope Pineapple, what an unbelievable produce performance. How does your team stay so fresh?
Sunkissed Orange. Is it true Fairway has offered the freshest produce in town since 1938?
What can we say? Our produce is so fresh, we're speechless.
Bobcat Athletics on KFJB-TV is sponsored by Sports Plus, sportsplusTherapy.com. Wayward Social, the place for bowling, games, food, and more. And Wells Fargo Advisors of Marshalltown, helping you develop strategies for pursuing your financial goals.
Welcome back to Mason City High School. Bobcats again winning it in postseason play. They advance on to take on our next opponent, which is Linn-Mar, coming up on Thursday night. That game will tip off at 7 o'clock here on your home for the Cats, KFJB-TV. Final scores and around the state, thanks to our very own Jeff Brooks back at the radio studios. Newton takes down Boone tonight, 97-54. South Tama falls to Waverly Shellrock, 96-37, the final there. Had to do a sprint up here after Coach, and I'm trying to collect my breath. It's a long run here at Mason City if you've never been here. Bondurant takes down Creston, 65-28. Pella tops Hoover, 79-51. Nevada over Webster City, 60-23. Roosevelt over Sioux City West, 71-32. And Urbandale eliminates Ottumwa from postseason play, 74-38. And last check we had, Cedar Rapids, Washington was leading Waterloo West as they were going to the fourth quarter. As Cedar Rapids, Washington was up by 2, 46-44. And if we get a final on that one, we'll pass it along before we take our final timeout here tonight. But Waterloo West, and that one a final now, thanks to Jeff. Waterloo West going to move on, 70-67 as they take down Cedar Rapids, Washington here tonight. So Cedar Rapids, Washington is eliminated from postseason play. Waterloo West will take on Dowling Thursday night. And Linn-Mar, second ranked in Class 4A, they will take on your Marshalltown Bobcats at 7 o'clock on Thursday. The winner of that one will meet up in the state quarterfinal coming up on March 4th in Class 4A Substate 4. Great victory here tonight. Bobcats move on. We'll wrap things up from Mason City when we come back right here on KFJB-TV.
Wayward Social is the place for fun. With 20 lanes of bowling, leagues for all levels, great food and drink options, an awesome arcade, there is a ton of fun to be had at Wayward Social for date night, family fun, or the company party with plenty of space for everyone. Visit Wayward Social on Facebook for updates on specials and live music. It is all on South 6th Street in Marshalltown. Visit wayward-social.com to start planning your group outing at Wayward Social, the place for fun.
Whether a ref makes a bad call or it's opposing players or fans trying to get us out of our element, that our ultimate goal is to win, and doing things that are unsportsmanlike aren't going to get us any closer to that goal.
Because in life, many things will not go your way, and by learning now to hold your head up high when defeated and stay humble after a victory will better influence your life for the years to come.
Bobcat Athletics on KFJB-TV is sponsored by Marshalltown Area Chamber. Meet in Marshalltown.com. Marshalltown Community College, a step in the right direction. And McGregor's Furniture and Mattress, quality furniture for every room in your home.
One final time in Mason City tonight. Bobcats win it again 62-59 as they take down their foe in the Mason City Riverhawks, advancing to take on Linn-Mar on Thursday night at 7 o'clock. Thanks so much for joining us here tonight for our coverage from Mason City. Our producer back at the studios. You didn't see it on the KFJB radio side, but Coach and I, we celebrated a little bit after the victory here tonight. It was a great one for the Marshalltown Bobcats as Jeff Brooks, our producer at the radio studios, Keith Stewart, Lake and Eastman on camera coverage, David Braga, our KFJB-TV producer. I'm Brandon Lewis. Have a great rest of your Monday night. We'll talk to you Thursday from Linn-Mar High School. This is Bobcat Basketball. You're watching KFJB-TV.
Bobcat Athletics on KFJB-TV is made possible by Assured Partners, Greg Young of Marshalltown, Lennox Employees Credit Union, Marshalltown Area Chamber, Marshalltown Community College, The Gregors Furniture and Mattress, Sports Plus, Wayward Social, Wells Fargo Advisors of Marshalltown, Marshalltown School District, Scooters of Marshalltown, State Farm, mtownproud.com.